What is interfaith dialogue? Really, it ought to mean people of different faiths talking and listening. And that's really important. Talking is quite easy. Listening is much, much harder, as I'm sure you know. And that's what dialogue's about. And it's dialogue for a purpose. It's dialogue for friendship. So you talk and listen to build friendships, to love one another. It can be dialogue for social action, to say, actually, you know, where we live, there's loads of litter around. Let's get together as people of faith and clear it up, because we believe God wants the planet to be looked after. Let's go look after it. So it could be dialogue for social action. It could be dialogue that says, actually, we want to share something deep about our faith. So it's a dialogue that's going to discuss some of the really core beliefs. Do we worship the same God? Was Jesus the Son of God? What was the role of Muhammad? It could be those kind of questions, but things that get really to the heart of what we believe. So dialogue has all sorts of different purposes, but ultimately it's about people of faith sitting down, talking and listening. And if it's really good dialogue, it involves a lot of food as well. There are many tensions in doing what we do. Tensions because actually I'm a Christian. I believe that the way to get to know God is through Jesus Christ. Now, some people would say that means if you believe that, you can't really do dialogue because you're saying other people are wrong, and would say actually you can't do one or the other. And I'm saying actually no, these things go together. It's a tension. I'm willing to listen to my Muslim friends. I'm willing to let them talk to me about Islam. And all I ask is that they then are willing to let me talk about Christianity. We don't, when we get teenagers together, we don't do a bit where we invite people to convert. And for some Christians, that's problematic. They say, well, you ought to. And our thing is no, on these days, these times, what we're trying to do is to build friendships. What we're trying to do is to understand. What we're trying to do is to really sort of break down some of the barriers. Now, there are other times, if you came to my church on a Sunday and if I was preaching, I might be preaching a sermon that invites people to become followers of Jesus. And what I would say is, if you don't want to hear that, don't come. Go do something else. That's fine. If you do want to come and you hear that, you choose whether you like what I'm saying or not, whether you believe it or not. But we don't do that when we're having our dialogue days. We separate the two out, but recognise that when we get together, we witness to our faith. How I treat Muslims when we get together will inevitably leave them with a perception of Christianity that was different than before they arrived. I know that after I've spent a day with Muslims, my understanding and my perception of Islam will be different. So there is that tension. Is it evangelism? Is it dialogue? Can the two go together? Can the two be separate? And we wrestle with that all the time.